Good morning to one and all present here. I'm Ramya Devi, working as Assistant Professor in SNS College of Engineering. Today I'm going to share a small article regarding designing dynamic social app slides, the best practices and strategies for designers. So before going into designing the dynamic social app slides, first we'll see what is the SDLC, that is Software Development Lifecycle. So it consists of 5 phases. So the first one is the requirement analysis, and then after that we have to design it, we have to implement it and test it, and then the evaluation. So first when we come to an requirement analysis. So requirement analysis is nothing but an empathy. So empathy in sense, so the what the society is really required. So that product has been developed by empathizing the content from the persons who are working in that domain. Okay, so what is a domain now? So here the uh, the domain has been divided into 7 domains, like healthcare, smart city, manufacturing, automobiles, and then fintech, aerospace, and then energy, and then agriculture. So whenever we are trying to create a project in these domains, first we have to meet the persons who are working in the domain, and then we have to emphasize their problems, and we have to discuss the problems or discuss the product which we are going to develop, and then we can start developing our project. So we have to get the requirements from them, and we have to understand really what is the problem in that domain, and then we have to define that problem. So once we are picking up the problem and we are discussing with the persons who are really working in the domains, so that we can create a product which will be really useful to the society. Okay, so it is easy for selling a product which is really in demand than a product which we develop. So whenever we develop a product in our own sense, so we don't know the real requirements of the people, it is hard to sell it. So whenever we develop a project which is a real problem in that domain, and then if we are trying to sell this product, so it will be a really good for us and also for the stakeholders. So here the requirement analysis deals with the empathize part, and then we have to really emphasize the problem, and then we have to define the actual problem which is in that domain, and then we have to develop a project. And after getting the real clear precise requirements analysis, we have to go to the design part. So once the requirements has been clearly got from the users, so we can design a product according to the requirements they need. And after that, once the product has been designed, we have to implement the project. So the more amount of time should be spent for the requirement analysis, because in that phase only we are going to get the product which we are actually, so in that only we are going to create a project, so which we actually needs for the society. And then after that, once a requirement analysis has been clearly defined, and once our problem has been clearly defined, and once we start designing the project, so the next more amount of time should be taken for the design part. So we have to clearly design the product, so that we have to connect that product from the scratch to the end, so that there is no liability in the project. And once the design has been completed, next phase is the implementation. So the implementation deals with the technology we are using for developing the project. So and we have to check whether which is the feasible technology in terms of performance and also in terms of cost, and then we have to create a project according to that. And once the project has been created, we have to test that project, so test the prototype. So once it is not giving the result as per the requirements, we have to again redesign the project. So the redesign or re-implementation is done in the evaluation phase. Thank you.